afternoon and welcome to Petrolheads London. If you've not tuned in before, my name's Tom and this is my channel where I cover lots of news and information, mostly around my own car, which is a Jaguar 3-litre V6 F-Type, and also my BMW S1000R Sport motorbike. What I like to do on these sessions, 5 at 5 p.m. every Wednesday, I like to cover some of the latest news and events that have been going on and also talk a little bit about some of the up and coming videos that I might have. So, first of all, if you don't already know this, if you are the first person to comment, you will get a shout out on next week's video. And this week it was with thanks to Edward Van, who I know has commented on lots of my videos before, so thank you very much for the first comment on this video. As I said, please remember to get in there first and I will give you a comment. There is a bit of a battle going on for a few people who like to comment on a weekly basis who've already been mentioned in previous videos. So look forward to seeing your comments and thank you for all your support on that. So first news, Lemans. So either you've been hiding under a rock or you have been watching some of the Lemans 24-hour. Now there's been, I know, a lot of YouTube content coming from there. A lot of it's been really good. I've been to Lemans quite a few times in the past. I haven't been for about 4 or 5 years, and I definitely wanted something I want to put back on my calendar of events to go and see. However, I think the real shift you've seen over the years is the introduction of hybrids and how they've kind of really started to dominate the pole position and the grid. So for me, what was really interesting this year is domination by Porsche last year and several other years as well, but this year, actually, Toyota absolutely dominated and getting both first and second. And if you haven't watched it, you've got to watch the finish where, if I'm honest, most drivers were pretty gentlemanly and let them pass so they could get that photo finish with them together. But there were definitely, in a comedy way, people trying to crash the or photobomb by making sure they were in those pictures so their cars got in there. So quite interesting to see that. But really good gentlemanly race behaviour. You saw a lot of people move over the traffic they were passing to get through so they could get that photo finish. Right, so really interesting. Obviously, I mentioned Alonso, so there's been a lot of chat around that as well. I'm not going to cover all of it here, but for me, it was just quite interesting to see the transition of a Formula One driver into that, and he's not the first to have done it, and you know, there are others who've been there as well, but it was just really interesting, and also for me, seeing his reaction. So as his team won, his reaction in the pits, you know, he is a true motorsports fan. It's like a dream come true, isn't it? To be a fan and also be a driver. So I think it's just quite nice to see somebody really appreciate the win so much and be so excited for it. So he actually wasn't driving in the stint when they came across, but obviously he had done his turn. So anyway, Le Mans, really good this year. I can see it can only keep getting better. So for me, there was something else that happened at Le Mans this year as well, which was the introduction of the BMW 850. So their new sports car. If I'm honest, not so much of a sports car. I think this is more of a GT car. If you have a look at it, it's quite an attractive vehicle. It gives you that 2+2. The rear seats aren't particularly massive, but I'm quite a big fan of this segment because I like that extra space. I loved it in my 911. Is it a 911 Beta? Time will tell, and let's, you know, have a look a little bit more around some of the reviews and see how that features. However, it's quite a good looking car. It does have that GT feel. Feels a bit Maserati-esque to me in terms of how it's designed. That real kind of like aggressive front grille. They've done some amazing stuff with the equipment inside. You know, this is kind of like top-end technology in terms of everything you're getting. So the interactive, I don't know what they call it, but basically like navigation and dials within the sort of like cockpit area. So it's like a real-time cockpit within the 850. Now, does it replace its predecessors, the 850 and 840, I think they were, which were these things, and these are an iconic car in my view, and I don't think they've made anything quite like that in years. So it'll be interesting to see how it kind of settles in now they've actually released it. I think that the guide prices are around about 70,000 starting point, maybe just under from what I've seen. So yeah, it'll be interesting once you start speccing those up what they come out at. So I need to crack on because I don't have very long left of my 5 minutes. So the only final things to mention is I did mention that my Jag had been away for a while and there had been a problem. The Jag is back. There are videos coming on the Jag soon and I will explain all on a video coming very, very shortly. So please stay tuned and remember to subscribe to check out that content. The other one is I keep mentioning bike mods, and I know I'm over time, but there have been some bike mods that have taken place, and I just haven't had a chance to film the video yet. There is one coming, and there's some really exciting stuff that I'm also looking at doing next that there's been a lot of research going into this week. So thank you for watching Petrolheads London, for watching 5 at 5. Remember, first to comment next week will get a shout out on the video. Thanks for watching. Take care. Cheers.